This is Streaming Media East 2017, end of day one. Tim, introduce yourself to the audience and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, sure. Tim Dougherty with Wowza Media Systems. I am a solution engineer, which means I work with regular people and some irregular people. Enjoy working with both. And I do my best to get people to put together video streaming workflows using, of course, our Wowza streaming engine and certainly our Wowza streaming cloud.
Sure.
So, I've had an opportunity the last several years that I've been with the company to touch about every part of the streaming industry. And been working down at the tactical level. So kind of a passion of mine, problem solving, putting components together, working through crazy creative ideas that folks bring to us. And yeah, so, it's really my passion. One thing I enjoy about our company is, we're really flat. So if a good idea comes up, from, I want to say the bowels of the industry, but that sounds so inappropriate. But if something comes up that's a great idea, we have access to engineers, we have access to, really talented product managers who listen, and of course we work on a strong set of priorities. But it's rather frequent, actually, that a good idea or a good fix will get into the product.
So what are some of the priorities that the company's working on now moving forward?
Well, we're really aggressive on low latency. Low latency in the streaming industry. There's the capability today to tune Apple HLS down using small chunk sizes so that you can get inside of 6-7 seconds in a stable capacity. You don't want to over-tune. It's kind of like, and this just kind of came to the surface, how hackers will overclock their processors on PCs. Yeah, it works, but it's not a good idea.
Sure.
Another thing we're working on is just doing a really good job getting media streams into CDN environments like Wowza Streaming Cloud for distribution. We recently have the ability to push MPEG Dash into Akamai now through our Wowza Streaming Cloud product. Packaging HLS for CDN as opposed to the traditional RTMP route. So a lot of work on that and a lot of work on low latency inside of Wowza. One of the challenges with ingesting UDP is you have to do some opening of firewalls, you have to do some natting, some technical work, and that can imply some security issues. The other side of it is, we're recently working with the SRT, which was made open source by Haivision, and that particular protocol over UDP brings in a whole bunch of error correcting, high efficiency. There's a demo that we were showing it at NAB that's very compelling, where you have a 2% packet loss video, and you apply this error correction, which leverages UDP technology, and it actually works. So I would say that we'll probably see some aggressive trending in that direction.
Yeah, I think the question that UDP on the ingest, UDP at some points on the outgest, dealing with it in a more traditional manner in the middle of the CDN and being able to deliver quickly out to the edges to be able to then keep the latency down. Where do you all see latency? What kinds of solutions are you solving in the latency space? Because you're at the core, no pun, of the network because you're the media server itself.
Well, just at a real practical level, we'll have casual engagements inside the company where we're actually measuring latency with different networks. We'll watch a news program on DirecTV and compare it to their website. We'll compare it to Facebook Live. And it's actually really interesting from a broadcast standpoint to see that sometimes the satellite isn't as fast as the internet. But this is the real driving issue. If there's a social media buzz around a particular broadcast, it could be an athletic event, and somebody puts on their Twitter, yes, they scored, they won, and someone's 10 seconds behind or longer, that's an issue. So we want to solve that problem, and we want to do it really well, and we want to be able to scale it, and we want it to be adaptive, and something that you can rely on like we rely on HLS today.
And will that be solved both in your cloud version as well as something that would go into the perpetual license product? the streaming engine itself?
I would tell you that there's a lot of planning going into that, and it's going to be a component of our Wowza Streaming Cloud offering.
The cloud offering. Okay,
initially, it's going to be very API driven. In fact, I'll be honest with you, it'll be 100% API driven. So not unlike Wowza in its formative years, where it was driven by configuration files, a lot of XML. The Java devs went crazy over it. It's going to be something that the API developer, and that covers a wide array of the developer community, will be able to deploy, to scale, to get involved with a low latency protocol that I think will really make a difference.
Okay, cool, very good. Thank you again, Tim, and this is Streaming Media East 2017, end of day one.